My beautiful brothers and sisters, peace and blessings to you. You are tuned into PhillyBlackNews.com, MediaAdvocates.com, and This Week in African American History.com. These are websites that we developed over the years, but they all have the same purpose because here we are today, and the program that we are initiating and that we're putting forward to you is a program that each one of those websites address. We want to address the communications media and not let them keep playing us and utilizing us to build their wealth. And at the same token, keep us at a high low on a permanent state of sadness. And then we have PhillyBlackNews.com. And PhillyBlackNews.com is because we come out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, even though we go worldwide. And eventually we want to be a news service for Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley area, which would be South Jersey, the southern region of Pennsylvania, the counties that surround Philadelphia, and northern Delaware. So here we are. And without going into any large detail, we can see that we have a serious problem that we have to deal with. The problem, you see it every day on TV, where our children are killing each other, where there's so much self-hatred amongst us, where we are actually, probably the only race that can say we're our own worst enemy. And this didn't just happen because in our homeland prior to the European invasion, we were the most happiest, friendliest, kind, gentle, creative people on planet Earth. So we have a picture of King Tut on one side, and we have another picture of the modern day thug on the other side. And what we want to address is how did we get from the King Tut era, which was 3,700 years ago, that's 3,700 years ago, how well we were doing. He was entombed in a sarcophagus of pure gold at that time. That's how well we were doing. And our homeland in West Africa, the Songhai Empire, superseded Egypt. Every empire that was created in Africa took all of the research and all of the science and progress and incorporated it into the newest empire. So as a new empire was created, all of the knowledge and all of the research and all that we had accumulated up until that point went into the newest empire. So the Songhai Empire was the latest empire in West Africa, and we encompassed all of that. So we were the best of the best. We were at the top of the food chain for sophistication, medicine, science, agriculture, controlling human waste, doing delicate cataract eye operations, neurosurgery. And we'll get into this in this program because we need to know about our greatness, and we need to have something to counter the communications media negative images of us every day. They show these negative images for a reason. If you notice, you always see the plantation videos, life on the plantation, getting our butt whipped, being mistreated, struggling, trying to make it. But I don't remember seeing any of those productions or those $1 million productions going into what happened and where we were at prior to the European invasion in Africa before the European came in and invaded us and kidnapped us and brought our mothers and fathers to this land. So with all of that being said, I'm going to quote Dr. Robinson, Dr. Edward Robinson Jr. I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Robinson for about 7 years. I mentioned earlier some of the shows that we did, and these were grassroots productions. This was like a blank canvas that we painted a picture of our history on videotape. This was when videotape first came into play. Everybody was excited about it. It was VHS, Betamax, which was Sony's version. And we thought that this was an excellent vehicle to tell the same stories that Dr. Robinson was telling on podiums and in front of audiences, to be able to convert him from a podium orator to a podium presenter to a in front of the camera personality. And we worked on that, and he got it right. So in the process of hanging out with him, he would always talk about the cause of the problem, that all of these organizations, that claim to deal with the situation are dealing with the symptoms of the problem. And he went into detail, and I'm not as good as he was. This guy was a great storyteller. I was always better behind the camera, producing and directing. But since he's not here, I want to keep his spirit alive, and I want to be able to quote him on some of the great things that he shared with me. Unfortunately, when Dr. Robinson's last days, another Philadelphian jumped on it and claimed to be Dr. Robinson's confidant, and well, he got in the way of my life's work, because I had planned on spending the rest of my life trying to regurgitate some of the things that Dr. Robinson had told me. So in actuality, I am a student. Oh, you know what?